Welcome to It's On Halifax with your hosts, Mark Adam and Pat King. It's On Halifax is brought to you by A2 Canada and Oasis on Spring Garden Road.
Welcome everybody to another week with It's On Halifax. I am one of your hosts, Pat King, and sitting to my left,
Mark Adam. It's fun times.
Yes, back to waste some time on another lazy Sunday.
I know, I also lost my voice last night. I was out drinking at Noble.
That'll do it.
With Ryan Van Horn.
Well, generally, Noble's not really a raucous place. I'm surprised you lost your voice, but...
Well, I got excited and I got some drinks in me. I also got to name one of the new drinks going on the new menu.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, he made it specifically with me in mind.
I'm great at naming those things.
He designed it specific, like it's rum based because he knows that I'm a big rum guy. So he made a rum based drink that you can't even taste the rum in, which I like rum for the taste. But it's fantastic. It's fantastic. It's a wicked drink, and I told him he needs to call it the Adam's Apple because I would have one of those a day.
That's all right. I kind of like that. That's got a ring to it. And I like how you just included your name, just so it's on them. It's actually on the menu.
Well, because that's what I told him. I was like,
bitch.
I will drink one of these a day to keep the doctor away. And anyway, I thought Adam's Apple was a good name for it.
All right, so for any of our fans who find themselves at Noble.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's
one.
actually, it's like, of all the drinks I've had at Noble so far, which is all of them, plus a few off menu, that was my favorite.
Well, now I'm going to have to go just to try it.
Ask Jennifer and Adam's Apple. They'll know exactly what you're talking about.
How often do they come out with new menus there, do you know?
Once every few months.
Okay.
So, right now they're on their second menu. They opened in November, and they're probably coming out with a third one soon.
Nice. So that was your Saturday night?
That was my Saturday night, amongst other things. I've been back to the gym this week for the first time.
I was there to witness it. There's a witness.
Yeah.
You can call bullshit.
Well, I was back yesterday too. Like I'm back on track here, and I'm feeling a little better already. Just I think the confidence of going to the gym, you just feel better before you even consider the physical rewards of the gym, the mental rewards of knowing you're going to the gym and that you're working to improve yourself.
Yeah, it's done wonders for my discipline in a lot of other areas.
Yeah, and I was so excited to finally get back to the gym that, I bought new running shoes because mine were falling apart. I'm buying a bunch of little things to help motivate me to go back. So I'm really excited about that, and my cardio is, it's never really been awful, but it's gonna get better now. So I'm really just stoked over the feeling of I'm improving myself.
Well, you got a lot of man to carry around with you, so it's you're a lot of fella.
I know,
so
right? Oh, you just meant in general.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So it's more difficult to improve on the cardio, I imagine.
Well, it most certainly is. I'm at 235 now. I'm not a lady. I can admit what my weight is. So I'm at 235. I'm looking to get down to about 210, 215 if I can lose the shit weight.
Yeah, I'd say you're right in between the low end of lumbering and the high end of light for your size.
Yeah, I'm trying to get down to an ideal 210, 215. I'm 6'4", so it's tricky because a lot of the charts end at 6 feet plus, right? You're that's not helpful.
Yeah, well, I mean that's a bonus to being perfectly average.
Well,
I can very easily track my own progress. This line is where I should be.
Yeah. Yep. No. Definitely. And related, I want to talk about my underwear.
How is that related?
Why?
I should just start over. On Dragon's Den a while back, there was a product that was brought to the attention of the Dragons, and it was a pair of men's underwear. and they now are selling them here in Halifax. You can get them at City Streets and Park Lane Mall. I don't know where else you can get them right now in town, but that's where I've been got my pair. But they're awesome. The brand name is very clever and very fun. It's called My Package.
I don't know about fun.
I think that's funny. I don't know.
Might as well just call it My Dick.
My Dick. Yeah, well, yeah, but they want to be able to sell it in stores where kids can go.
But really, that's you're not being cheeky. That's My Package. Everyone knows what you're talking.
Not being cheeky.
Everyone knows what you're fucking talking about.
Anyway,
just say it.
They have what they call a keyhole comfort technology. Basically, it just holds it all where it should be.
Yeah, they've had those for a long time. They're called cod pieces.
Nah, not quite.
That's pretty much a cod piece.
No, not really.
It's a sewn-in cod piece.
Do you have a pair?
No.
Then shut up.
Come on.
Seriously, go buy a pair. They're $25. They're the most expensive pair of underwear I've ever bought as a guy. And the girl that was behind the counter was like, shut up. Like
Exactly. $25 is fucking cheap for women's underwear. God, you suck.
I want you to find a picture of these, Emily, because I want to, just by the description, see if I can call it. See if these aren't just a pair of underwear with a cod piece on it.
What was it called?
My Package.
Yeah, Google that.
That's
Come on.
a great idea.
Come on. Come on, Emily.
My Package.
Make sure Safe Search is on.
Yeah. The men's underwear, mypackage.com.
See, all you have to do is include the word underwear. People that just don't know how to safely Google. People are idiots. I'm just going to type in My Package at work and see. Oh, my God.
It's package spelled Pakage.
Yeah, they dropped the C.
That's even worse. Now I hate them.
Well, you're one of those people, so. Keyhole tech. But anyway, the material that they're made from, whatever it is, as we were just discussing, I'm a big dude. So let's go over with chafing. Chafing, not an issue. The material is amazing.
What?
That's Inside Out. That one. The one on the left is Inside Out.
Oh.
They're showing you what the inside looks like.
Okay. So yeah, it's pretty much just a second room strictly for your dick and balls.
Yeah, but it keeps everything from, when I sit down, I don't sit on my balls. You know?
Yeah, I mean, you got a little bit of support underneath the scrot.
Yeah, which basically you're buying a bra for men. That's the men's equivalent to a bra.
The bro? Pretty sure Seinfeld has done this.
Yeah, but that was for the upper body.
know.
And thank fuck I don't need one of those yet. Anyway, I'm just saying the material it's like wet wicking,
I feel like this would just be like having some kind of dwarf palming my junk all day. Kind of like wearing a turtleneck, like getting choked by a midget, except it's just cupping your balls.
How about the best midget on the planet? Like that. Anyway, I'm just saying.
I guess that's fit for an emperor, right? If you had somebody walking around supporting your nutsack all day.
Look, I'll tell you, I bought the first pair, and I was like, these are awesome. And to the point where I went back and bought another pair. I spent $50 on 2 pairs of fucking underwear. Until today, or until this week, the last time I spent, if I spent $50 on underwear, I was getting 400 pairs of underwear.
I don't have that kind of problem.
When you can get for $20, I used to get 4 or 5 in a bag of Hanes underwear.
Yeah, and Hanes you can get that have no tag and
that's what I mean. The comfort band,
the stitching.
Ones.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much everything except the little hammock for your dick and balls.
But the material too. That's the big deal. I'm telling you right now, the material. I don't. By the way, if you're wondering, I do not have stock in this company, but I might go buy some because they're amazing. I am a firm believer.
Are you wearing them right now?
I am. Would you like to see? Well, I don't know why she asked me that. Anyway.
I was going to ask you if I could try a pair on before I went and bought some.
Gross.
Can I borrow?
No.
One,
No, you may not put your cock in my keyhole.
That's what she said.
That's fucking awful, but I don't know. I guess I can't knock them until I try them.
They are amazing.
I don't know if I could pay like over $20 for a single pair of them.
And that's
shut up.
Again, a girl will tell you to shut your hole every time. It's so funny because like bras are like $50 if you buy like a good one.
Well, I mean, I
apparently
guess
underwear is ridiculously expensive, even though it uses such little fabric.
I guess it's just a pragmatism thing. I don't really have that much of a comfort issue with my balls.
See, I'm a bigger dude. That is an issue to me. You know what I mean? I'm a big guy, so I sweat. When there's movement, I move. Then I have the chafing and the not love.
I guess
happening.
my thighs don't even really rub together all that much.
Well, you're fucking chicken legs here.
No, I don't know about that.
Anyway, it's just one of those things where I thought I should bring that up and throw some props to those guys, the My Package people. And
personally, I would have called this.
Thanks
Why
for
Is
my
That a
package.
Thing?
No, you can't call it a why is that a thing, because I'm telling you why it's a thing. But it's not why is that a thing. It's a thing because it's amazing.
All right. Moving on.
Yes, let's move on.
I hate to talk about My Package too much.
I know. Last weekend, we had talked about all the congrats and all that stuff, and for the Mooseheads and TJ Grant and whatnot.
Yeah, it was a big week for Halifax.
Yeah, it was. And now the other playoffs have stopped, and the third round of the NHL playoffs have started, and Sid lost last night. Sid the Kid, Mr. Crosby, he lost.
It's getting soft.
I know.
Softer.
You're going down too far, I think, there.
Emily, just going crazy with the Facebook feed.
Yeah. We talked about that last week, so we need to go back up.
Why are we talking about it again?
No, I'm just bringing it up because Sid. I was saying Sid. Sid's the last of the Halifax famous athletes that have yet to compete this month.
They're 2 for 3.
Yeah, and as Meatloaf says, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
True that.
So yeah, this guy here, he ran out of gas on the interstate, and he had a drum kit in his trunk. So while he waited for CAA, he set up his drum kit on the side of the road and just started drumming.
Why not?
Get some practice in.
Takes all of 10 minutes. You're gonna be there for a while. Why not?
Anyway, I just thought that was a really funny story.
Yeah. Props to that guy, though, doing what he loves.
Also, this guy here, the homeless fella there, that's a really sad and humanizing story for homeless people, right?
I don't want to humanize homeless people.
I know, me neither. I'm the last person that, like, when I'm walking down Spring Garden Road and I get asked 3 times in 100 yards if I have any change or if I can have a smoke or, are you carrying anything? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I fucking hate that. I think it should be illegal. I think panhandling should be illegal. I do. But that guy's story was kind of compelling, and if you want to, we can play this.
Well,
play the story later and talk about it.
I've seen people chat about it online and whatever, but I guess it's just the only reason that we need to humanize the homeless is because they're forced to sit out and panhandle and whatever. I mean, there are proper ways for society to clothe and feed these people, but we just don't do it. I mean, there's not enough money as far as municipal and federal put into it, and people don't go through proper channels for charities. I mean,
and nice story about this particular gentleman. His name's Ronald. Somebody, like, one of the things he says in his video is, like, I go in and I apply for a job and I don't look real nice, and they say, yeah, leave a number, and I don't got no number, so how can they call me? Like, I got no, you know what I mean? Like, how can I call if they call me for a job? So I guess since this video went viral, somebody bought him a cell phone so that he could go apply for jobs and have a phone for people to.
Yeah, just a burner cell phone.
Yeah, and they gave him a couple extra bucks, and he got like a nice set of clothing, and so he's back out there on the job hunt looking for a real job instead of sitting on the side of the street, And he like, I think he particularly one of the statements he makes is like, "I'm not a bum, I'm a human being." Like. And it's true, and he says, like, I have to rely on the kindness of other people now.
Well, and there's a huge problem too, because a lot of people on the street have issues that kind of make regular people a little apprehensive of helping them out. There was a really interesting study that I read not too long ago. It was an experiment where they gave out a number of prepaid credit cards with a certain amount of money on it. And they wrote down the numbers so they could track them. And they gave them to a bunch of homeless people. And the experiment was a success in that I think something ridiculous, like half of the cards were never used within so many months. Like they were probably traded off to people or thrown away or lost or whatever. Stolen even. A large chunk of them were used on gambling and booze. And, there was a percentage of them that used it on clothing and food and whatever. But really not, and maybe a little bit of booze. But really, there wasn't a huge percentage of the people that participated who actually went out and used the money wisely to do proper things.
When you have a personality like that, you need someone to manage their funds for them.
Generally, there's a reason you're homeless, and there's a reason you stay homeless.
Yeah, you don't fall into that by accident.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's usually some major issue that pushes you into it, and finding help for those underlying issues is something that society should be taking care of.
Yeah, and yeah.
So we don't have a preventative measure.
Let us know, people, like whether it's in the chat or on our actual Facebook page or Twitter or whatever. Let us know. Like, how do you view homeless people in Halifax? In Halifax, I say specifically just because it's so prevalent. Like, I work pretty much 100 yards from a Tim Hortons, and I can't leave my door and get to Tim Hortons without being asked for change 3 times.
Yep.
It's awful.
It's an issue.
Like, it's bad for tourism. It just looks bad on the city, for failing these people, some of whom have legitimate mental health issues that need help that, we don't have the infrastructure for. Others who are just lazy street kids because they think it's funny or cool or, they're too lazy to go get a real job, so they
Those are the ones I hate the most.
And it drives me like, anybody who's younger than me, fuck off.
I know,
like...
I can't say I know any of these street kids personally, but I know people who know these street kids, and they're like, oh yeah, their parents live in the suburbs, and they just don't want to live there. They actually have a home. Like
they're rebelling against their parents. It's not the same thing parents, as being poor.
Indirectly, they're rebelling against society. Like, I don't have to work, I can just live off of other people's money, and they basically bum around all day, make enough money to eat, and somehow pay rent, or like, I don't know, like... I see these kids with little signs that say need money for beer, and I'm like, fuck you, man. I work a 9 to 5. I need money for beer. You sit around all goddamn day with your dog and smell like shit.
The dog part really bothers me too.
Can you spare some change? No, man. Like, I have bills because I have a house. Because I pay rent somewhere. I have to pay for my phone bill so that I can continue to have a job and communicate with work and friends and have a social life and run my own business and do whatever I do. Like, I don't have spare change. Any change I have is not spare.
Yeah. It's not for you.
Yeah. My change is for me, which is why I earned it. And I continue to go to my job, which some days, yes, it sucks. A lot of days it doesn't, because I found a job I really like. I took a lot of time and a lot of years to find me a job like this, and I'm loving what I do. So I go to work every day. I put in my time. I get a paycheck. Give it a fucking shot. If you can say got change, you can say want fries with that. That's my theory. And McDonald's is very non-discriminate about hiring.
And I can kind of identify with that idea just a little bit. I've never had to work in the fast food industry, ever.
I did, and I loved it. Like, when I was younger, when I was a kid, I worked at Dairy Queen for a year.
It was my line. I could always find something better, though.
Well, then you were lucky.
Well, exactly. I was never forced to do it because, you got options if you look hard enough. And, maybe you'll go hungry for a little while, but that builds character. Shut up.
Yeah. Like, I have no patience.
No, and I
No
mean
patience.
these aren't the kids that you'll find coming to shelters or like actually legitimately going to find solutions to their problems.
Yeah.
They just sit out all day and take handouts because I mean you see people come and go from places like the Parker Street Food Bank, which is a great spot around Halifax if you want to go really do some serious good for people. Because not only do they provide food, they provide basic necessities, hygiene, clothing,
Blankets,
things like
yeah.
that. I mean, they look to get people into work programs or learning on the job, seminars, things like that.
Yeah, there are options.
They're incredible.
There are people, and please don't think that I'm lumping them all together. There are people in Halifax that have legitimate mental health issues that are not being treated because the system is failing them.
Oh,
Those
hey,
people
everywhere.
those people need to be helped. They need to be helped. They just do. But the problem is that the larger percentage, a much larger majority of those people, like the panhandlers that I'm talking about, don't need to be out there and make more money than I do in a day by standing out there and bumming coins off of
Yeah, I don't know
fucking
about
tourists
that.
all summer.
People are pretty weary of them nowadays.
Not tourists. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's in the summertime they can make more. They definitely make more money a day than I do.
And and it's funny. This is only slightly related. This is going on a major tangent, but the buskers are coming up soon because it's
Yes.
summer.
I like the buskers.
Is it just me though, or have they been getting a little more pushy in the last few years?
I didn't go last year. Last year was the first year I haven't gone in a bunch of years, so I
Yeah.
don't know.
I think they've upped their ante to like asking for bills.
Oh yeah, they've been doing that for years though.
Yeah.
They always have some sort of shtick joke.
No, but I've had a busker like just wave off change,
Really?
even large change. That's fucked.
That is fucked.
Yeah.
You're
I'm
a
like,
busker.
all right, you get nothing.
You're
Peace.
a busker. You can take what you fucking get. You stupid.
Yeah,
Anyway.
that's how this works, right? Like you do this for a living, you should know.
I decided that your act was worth $2.
Yeah.
You can't decide that that's not good enough. And if not, I just saw a free show.
Hooray!
Yeah, no, I would have a problem with that too.
Oh, yeah.
That hasn't happened to me before,
Yeah.
but I would not be a happy person.
It happened to me twice, and it was both last year actually. But I mean, don't let that stop you from going down to seeing the buskers. I mean, my God, that was the smallest qualm that I had in probably 2 solid days of great entertainment and sunshine and beaver tails. Oh, I love the buskers.
The buskers are they're an amazing event to go see if you're in town.
Yeah, I will eat so many of those beaver tails.
Did you see the story? There's a man convicted of first-degree murder. He escaped from Quebec prison.
Nice. I mean, that's awful.
Yeah, it's just I thought it was funny because the reason I think it's funny is because there were some stats in the article that I was just like, they were like, yeah, it's not a big deal. It doesn't happen all the time. It's happened 4 times in Quebec, and I'm like,
Wait, since when? Happened 4 times since. Oh, in
Since-
2012. 4 prisoners escaped from federal prisons in
Last
Quebec in
year.
2012. Huh.
yeah, out of 5,000. That's not a good record.
That's an okay record. But when their only job is keeping people in, you had one job, prisons.
And there's only 5,000 of them. 5,000 of them. 4 of them got out.
one job. That's almost a percent.
1% of all prisoners get the fuck out.
I don't know. It's really not that bad. I mean, as far as Canadian prisons go, I imagine the daring escape to be like, did you remember to shut the door, eh?
No, but
Uh-oh. Just totally inept.
I think it was in a minimum security facility.
Well, and a lot of the prisoners...
And they're like, only those assessed as being low risk to society are placed in minimum security, just in case they escape. Like,
Because, I mean, one first-degree murder charge, you never know, man. There's such a thing as justifiable homicide.
so
Just
yeah,
saying.
the other thing is he was being escorted. Like, he escaped while being escorted from the minimum security St. Anne de Plaine Federal Penitentiary to the Verdun hospital for an unspecified medical condition. So he was probably like, ugh, I had too much poutine, yeah? Take me to the hospital.
That's what I was just thinking. Like, he's on his way out of the hospital. Like, hey guys, since I was so good in the hospital, can I go into Baskin Robbins? Yeah, sure, but only 2 scoops. Okay, see you in a minute, and then just gone.
Yeah.
Prisons in Canada. Jokes.
Well, that's the thing. Like, crime in Canada is kind of a joke to the rest of the world. You know?
Pretty much.
Yeah. It's one of those things. Had an amazing show Friday night. Oasis hosted the Live with Live. It was pretty awesome. Devil's Elbow kicked it off with some hard rock. Then Chaos Theory stepped it up with some really hard rock bordering on metal. And then Oceans Will Rise pushed it over the top with some very metal awesomeness. It was a really good show.
Word.
I'm looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, you're going to be having those, what, monthly?
Every 2 weeks.
Nice.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I think we should take a quick break because I want to get into that some more stuff here we got posted after the break.
Sure thing.
And that should give you a time to figure out if you're still sweating or not.
No, I'm good.
All right. Well, I'm going to grab a drink, and we'll be back in a few minutes. Salute.
Oasis, epic sports pub, where you don't have to spend a lot to get a lot.
Okay. Thanks for the warning. I'm just like sitting there singing to myself. Na, 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 na. Oh, I'm on? Okay. Have you seen the new Star Trek remake? The first one?
I haven't seen the first one yet, no.
Oh.
I want to.
I want someone to go see the second one with me.
Mm.
So we're gonna have to watch the first one.
Okay.
What do you think, Adam?
What?
Go see the second Star Trek movie?
We have to watch the first one, though, because I haven't seen it yet.
Have you seen it?
I just downloaded it last week and watched it on opening night of the second one so that I could go see the second one.
Have you seen the second one?
No.
So,
So I need to watch the first one, so we can all go see
You know what I watched yesterday? A Bullet to the Head.
fuck. I just downloaded it.
It's
And
good.
I downloaded it last night and then thought, oh, maybe I can watch it tomorrow. Jerk.
No, it's good. You know what I also downloaded and didn't watch yet? The Last Stand.
Oh, yeah, I was talking to somebody about that yesterday because the director is a South Korean director who did 2 of my favorite South Korean movies of late, which was The Good, the Bad, and the Weird, which was kind of a steampunky recreation, like a retelling of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And he did another one called I Saw the Devil, which was a horror thriller where you don't really know who to root for because the good guy is a cop who tracks down this murderer and jams a GPS tracker down his throat and knocks him unconscious. And when he comes to, he doesn't realize that he's being tracked. And every time he goes to like commit a murder or whatever, this cop busts in and just kicks the living shit out of him. For, I mean, like, almost 2 hours. This guy goes to commit a murder, and this cop comes in and beats him to within an inch of his life and breaks one of his legs, and then just...
How does he keep trying to kill people if he keeps getting beat up?
Well, he figures it out eventually. After the first 2 or 3 times, he just gets beaten to like half to death. And by the end of the show, you're like, it just gets merciless because the protagonist, it starts to get really unlikable because you're like, wow, like the things that he's doing to this murderer shouldn't even really be done to murderers. Like it really blurs the area. But yeah, let's watch it. I'm excited.
Okay.
Back in 5.
And we're back. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the second half of the show. We were just talking about movies. Let's talk about that for a second.
Okay, I'm always down for that.
I know. Yeah, you're also playing a video game right now.
Sorry, I'm not gonna put that away.
Yeah, nice emulator.
Talking about that's not an emulator. That's an Android game.
Oh, nice. Anyway, yes. I watched Bullet to the Head yesterday, which is Stallone's last big deal.
Well, his most recent action movie.
Jason Momoa
Plays the villain, yeah. Big fan of that guy.
He's a fucking tank.
Yeah, he's
a
terrifying.
fucking tank.
Especially after playing Khal Drogo, because he had to put on some weight for that. I recently saw him in Stargate Atlantis, which he was on. I didn't know that until I just randomly saw it on the TV at work.
Yeah, he's plays a big old alien warrior dude.
Not nearly as big as he is now, though.
No, no. Also, he was Conan in the reboot.
And he was perfect for Conan. Sadly, that movie wasn't written a little better, because I think they could have nailed it. He was... Honestly, I think he could have slimmed down a little bit to play Conan. In the books, Conan's actually not like a massive bodybuilder-looking kind of guy. He's...
And then he's been portrayed as one twice?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. They just go absolute Superman, like, jacked up.
But he
crazy.
He's ridiculous, like... And, like, you see in the preview, they have that axe fight where, like, he throws the axe down and Sylvester Stallone's like, "What are we, Vikings?" Like...
It's actually a really good Stallone impression. Just want to throw that out there right now. Freak me out for a second.
What are we, Vikings? Actually, he throws the F-bomb in, but that wasn't in the preview.
Damn.
Really well done. Really, like, it was just a fun movie. Like,
and that's what you want in an action movie.
There were moments where you're like, if I was one of those people, I could put a plot hole. I could like poke holes in the plot here, but it's just happening.
Yeah, whatever.
Like, yeah,
there's an axe fight. Who cares?
Yeah, exactly. Like there was shit blowing up, people dying. Christian Slater is in it, and he's one of the major players in that. So Christian Slater, Jason Momoa. Well, clearly Sly. So it's just so good. Like it's.
I like how nobody can ever name the other Asian guy who's like a lead actor.
Yeah, he's the guy from Walking Dead.
Ah, nice.
He plays Glenn on The Walking Dead.
Isn't Glenn like a little nerd?
Yeah, but the cop in.
Yes, he's showing some range then. That's pretty cool.
What the hell's his name?
Stephen Yeun.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Maybe it isn't him. Maybe I'm racist. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're just racist.
Look up Bullet to the Head. Asshole. Who's the cop?
Bad enough you couldn't remember his name.
Ooh. Yep, no, not him.
Yep, you're just racist. Now that we've got that confirmed.
You know what was funny? Last night I was at... I met up with Ryan... My buddy, before we went to Noble, I met up with him at Niche, and there was a guy that came out and he served us our drinks or whatever, and then another guy came by, and I was like, "Is that our server?" And he's like, "No." I'm like, "God damn it! All these white guys look alike to me." Anyway, it's just one of those moments.
I'm pretty sure you're just face blind.
Maybe that's I don't know. But he looked a hell of a lot like I know Asians. Oh my god, they look alike. Yeah. But he actually looked like. And he talked like him, and his mannerisms were very similar.
Oh,
so
just a doppelganger type thing.
Yeah, but he did look a little bigger. I was like, oh, he put on some.
So in the future, Adam, take note of Asian actors in particular, just so you don't appear racist.
All right.
But it sounds good. I want to check the movie out anyway. I mean, it's based off of a graphic novel. There's an axe fight. That's really all I need to know.
No, it's really good though.
But as much as I'm a movie snob, you know, I went through a German expressionism kick a couple of weeks back and shit like that, but I love movies at the same time, and I feel like that's the same attitude that Roger Ebert had. May he rest in peace. he always judged a movie based on what it was supposed to be and what it was trying to do, and not against other movies.
Yeah, don't compare a movie to other movies unless it's part of a sequel. Like, if it's a sequel, you can compare it to the first one. It's like, the first one, that's where you develop the character. This one, it did no character development.
But there are some movies that comparison is okay. I mean, so long as they're in the same genre and they kind of... I mean, if you're comparing an action movie to Die Hard or something, which... Bad example, because Die Hard's kind of like the zenith of the genre, in my opinion.
The Die Hard series is...
it's
like action movies and Die Hard.
I'm just talking the first Die Hard, period. Just as a movie itself, of itself.
It's the best Christmas movie going.
But it's also one of the best action movies ever written. But, I mean, Emily and I went to see Now You See Me, which is a very similar case of it being a genre movie. It had this stacked ensemble cast: Woody Harrelson and Jesse Eisenberg and Morgan Freeman.
I want to see it. So
Isla Fisher and James Franco's little brother, which is
Franco Jr. Mark
Ruffalo.
Ruffalo's in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Mark Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Big fan of Mark Ruffalo.
Me too. He's the Hulk now.
Yeah. But this huge ensemble cast and this really elaborate heist storyline, and I'm like, ensemble cast, heist movie, probably just going to be riddled with plot holes.
Yeah, Ocean's 11.
Yeah, also going to be a whole lot of fun. You just get to watch these actors chew the scenery and kind of,
it was so much fun.
Spit quips back and forth at each other.
Woody Harrelson was hilarious.
Yeah, I love Woody Harrelson. Huge fan. I mean, his role in Zombieland
was great.
To this day, one of my favorite comedic performances.
Actually, one of his roles was Friends with Benefits. Mila Kunis and Justin Timberlake.
Have not seen
Surprisingly good movie, and he is hilarious in it.
I'm a
Woody Harrelson's in that?
Big fan of JT.
Yeah, I try to hate him. We've had this conversation.
You can't.
I try with all of my heart to hate Justin Timberlake. And he just keeps doing awesome things.
Anybody who tells me they hate Justin Timberlake, I'm like, well, all I can think in the back of my mind is you are a jealous asshole. You're a hater.
I'm not okay. Let me put it out there. I don't necessarily appreciate his music. I get he's totally talented, and again, when you for what he's trying to do, he's probably the best at it. It's just not my genre.
Yeah, disco-y pop music is not for everybody.
No, it's not and that's fine. But I appreciate that he's the best in the world at it, and people keep buying bazillions of his records, which is great. And go JT.
Yeah, well, I mean, of all the things I like about him, his music's probably close to the low end of the list.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean.
As an actor, he's a pretty funny guy. He's a pretty good actor.
What I like when he makes fun of himself. I like he's got a sense of humor about himself, which as a pop star you have to have, otherwise I will hate you.
Oh yeah.
There is no forgiveness for a pop star who knows he's a pop star and is excited because he's a pop star.
Yeah, some of his guest sketches on SNL have been the best ever.
Some of the best things. Yeah. Dick in a Box.
There
is no one. Look up, if you don't know what Dick in a Box is and you don't know what we're talking about. First of all, what planet are you from if you're on the internet and don't know what that is? Secondly, look up Dick in a Box.
He
comes full with instructions and everything.
Now he owns a tequila company.
Yes.
Which is apparently a ridiculously good tequila that I would love to try someday, but I don't think
when
they
he was
have
on
it in Canada.
Yeah. The Jonathan Ross show. Yeah. Oh my fuck. I roared. Jonathan Ross is ridiculous. But anyway, it's a BBC thing. You will have to look it up on the internet.
I was kind of impressed the way he took that tequila. JT.
That's what I mean.
Any guy who drinks like that can be my friend.
And then Jonathan Ross takes a shot and is like, ugh! And JT's like, come on, don't be a girl. It says that on national British television.
JT does, 4, 6 shots?
Five shots, yeah. They do 5 shots in less than 10 minutes. While mini putting.
You don't see the drunkenness until well after the show, I'm sure.
Yeah, because it doesn't kick in.
Yeah, those 5 shots aren't going to settle real quick.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, we digress. I want to get back to movies for half a second.
Sure.
I'm excited to watch The Last Stand, which is what I believe to be the answer, Schwarzenegger's answer to Stallone's A Bullet to the Head.
I think it's a lot different.
But I mean, like, it's that last
right.
epic.
Last epic, I know. I think it's the beginning of a new era.
Of these old guys?
Yeah.
You think they're rebooting their careers? Is that what they're doing with these?
Totally.
See, I thought this was, especially where he named it The Last Stand. And there's a lot of jokes about, I feel old, I gotta stop doing this, and da-da-da-da-da-da.
Right. But they've been in talks with the original screenwriter to do Conan the Conqueror, which is about... Because, I mean, the Conan books went up until...
There was
a lot of them.
But what the 3 movies they made were Conan the Barbarian, Conan the Destroyer, and Conan the Conqueror, I thought.
I don't know, that's something for...
Can you Google the Conan movies for us? Because there's Conan the Barbarian, which is the original.
Yeah, and I know that there's Conan the Destroyer.
Conan the Destroyer.
The Legend of Conan. No, what? Oh, so they've renamed it.
Yeah, because look up Conan the Conqueror.
Nope. Conan the Adventurer in 92, but that didn't even star Schwarzenegger.
No.
So they only made...
I thought Schwarzenegger was in fucking 3 Conan movies.
Nope. He was in Red Sonja, which was based off of a secondary character. But he was in talks... I believe they called it Conan the Conqueror because that was the book that it was going to be based off of, but The Legend of Conan is essentially the same deal. Where he's playing an age-old ruler of Hyboria. He's basically conquered this entire land, and he becomes the barbarian king. But he's old, and he's gotten kind of flabby and fat from politics, and
because he's been ruling the land.
Yeah, and he's Conan, so nobody expects him to just sit there in a throne and dick around all day. So it's almost this introspection about growing old and shit like that, but apparently he's still pretty big of a badass. I think that'd be a perfect role.
I think so too. Now that you're describing it, like, I don't know. It's
considering Schwarzenegger's actual foray into politics.
Well, also like this Bullet to the Head movie. I mean, the whole basic principle they lay out in the preview there is, he's a hitman. And he's on a revenge quest, essentially. Yeah. So that's what they set up. But he's really old.
Yeah, well, we call that the "I'm getting too old for this shit" trope.
Well, exactly. I'm getting too old for this shit. So, anyway, throughout the movie, he references how old he is, and the other guy makes fun of him for being old and liking old things and just being an old guy. And then, at the same time, it was really awesome because he's actually in his life, like Stallone, has been arrested a few times.
Oh, yeah.
When he was younger, he got arrested a whole bunch of times. And he was telling the story, like it's him narrating the story too. And he was talking about how, like, I was arrested a couple times when I was younger. And, like, he goes on and on and on about all this stuff. And they keep flashing mugshots of him. But there is actual mugshots from when he was younger.
Nice.
Like it was really well done. Like, cause it's like you can't doctor those. Like those are like they changed like the dates and the city and all that crap, right? But
the Stallone story is kind of a huge one too. If people don't know about him, I mean, he was homeless for a really long time, and he was going to sell his first script. He had to commit a bunch of crimes just so he could continue writing this script and feeding himself and whatever. Have you ever heard the story of how he sold Rocky?
No.
Somebody offered to give him a few $1,000 for it, which would have been huge for him, and he said no. I mean, this guy had just sold his beloved dog for like $50. So he holds on to the script. He gets it optioned finally, and keeps some of the rights. He keeps the he wanted to hold on to it so he had creative control and get residuals. So it hits it big. They give him, $50,000 or something. And he goes back to the guy he sold his dog to originally when he was dead broke and living on the street, and buys it back for like $10,000. I mean, it's huge. Like, his story of perseverance is just incredible.
And he was a legitimate, like, He was a boxer.
Yeah, he was a street kid. Like,
street kid,
sleep
boxer.
in boxing gyms.
Yeah.
Because he had nowhere else to go.
Yeah, so the story of Rocky was kind of the story of him.
Pretty much, yeah.
But even Rocky was toned down for what his actual life was.
And now he's super old and just super jacked on steroids.
Yeah, and you can see, like, there's points where you're looking at him and he's got the worst turkey neck.
Yeah.
You're just like, you are so old.
Yeah.
Like, but he's still, like, I wouldn't want to fight him. He's still jacked.
No, and he's got the veins coming out everywhere.
Oh, he's
terrifying.
Oh, he is terrifying. And then he goes up against what I consider the new breed of that same kind of actor in Jason Momoa. They're literally standing opposite one another. I'm like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
Like, and Jason Momoa is a tall dude.
Yeah.
Right?
And Sly
is
like
like
5'4"
5'8" or something like that.
Oh,
like,
no, he's much smaller than that.
I thought he was 5'8". I thought that was... I mean, that to me, that's really fucking short, by the way.
It's pretty short.
Because I'm 6'4".
Yeah.
And I think Jason Momoa is like 6'2" or 6'3" or something like that. He's almost as tall as I am, but he's fucking jacked.
I like the new breed of action hero-y kind of guy, if only because they're not such... I mean, they're not actual bodybuilders. A lot of the old action heroes
they're
were
not ripped.
straight-up bodybuilders, first and foremost.
Well, and that's why I think everybody has this huge love for Bruce Willis, because he was an action hero without ever being like totally jacked. Like, he was always like, he had muscles that you could see, but like it wasn't...
He wasn't bodybuilder jacked.
Yeah, he wasn't like Hercules in New York. Like,
well, he was identifiable. I mean, he was relatable.
Yeah.
And I think that's why Die Hard remains one of the best action movies, simply because he's got a lot of really human problems, and when he ends up without his shoes on, he's like running around on broken glass, and you're like, how is he gonna... He's just a regular dude who's bleeding just like everyone else. He's not untouchable. It was believable. It's super cool.
Fair enough. Let's switch gears for a second. We're going to do the segment This Day in History.
That is to say June 2nd.
It is June 2nd. It is Sunday, June 2nd. And in 1537, Pope Paul III banned the enslavement of Indians.
Yeah, look how far it got them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, are we talking like ... Indians or feather Indians?
Please, Pat, be more racist. The first 1883, the first baseball game under electric lights was played in Fort Wayne, Indiana. That's kind of fun.
Look at that. Electric lights. Mark Twain, in 1897, at age 61, was quoted by the New York Times as saying, "The report of my death was an exaggeration." He was responding to the rumors that he had died.
Yeah. Reports of my death have been greatly exaggerated. What else have we got? 1933. President Franklin D. Roosevelt accepted the first swimming pool to be built inside the White House.
Oh, wait, go back up. I love this one. This is hilarious. 1924, all American Indians were granted U.S. citizenship by the U.S. Congress. It's like stealing somebody's clubhouse and then 2 weeks later being like,
you can be a
member. No,
member.
it's fine. You can come back in, but it's still ours. Fuck you.
Yeah.
That's the biggest fuck you I've ever seen. Oh, man. Americans are dicks.
Pope John Paul II arrived in his native Poland on the first visit by Pope to a communist country, 1979. Pope John Paul II was a pope for a very long time.
Canadian one.
The National Arts Centre in Canada opened its doors to the public in 1969.
Summer of Love.
I guess.
And a lot of popey stuff.
There's
today.
a lot. Yeah, June 2nd is apparently a Pope Day.
A lot of pope activity.
Anything else that's good? No. Skip, skippity, skip. Skippity, skip, keep moving. Skip. Oh, no, that's it. That's it.
My...
What?
The last one.
2003, William Bailey was reunited with two paintings he had left on a subway platform. One of the works was an original Picasso rendering of the two female figures in the reincarnation of Picasso's
Guernica.
Guernica, is that what that says?
Yeah.
It's too far away. By Sophie Matisse. Sophie Matisse was the great-granddaughter of Henri Matisse.
That's worth
That's a lot of money.
billions of dollars.
I don't
Millions.
know.
Millions.
Millions of dollars. I'd say
A couple dozen
one
million.
or two. No.
No, it would be worth way more than that.
Google it! That's what we have
Ooh,
Google
yeah.
for.
That sounds like fun. Sometimes I actually go look up really expensive, like, vintage books. Like, finding copies of the original release of Leaves of Grass for, like, $10,000. And I'm like, oh, I want one.
Yeah. That can't be right, the thing it just said.
Oh, no, that's
The
not
robot
what is-
that looked at it was worth £250,000.
This is probably not going to be accurate, but let's see what Yahoo has to say.
Yahoo Answers.
10 years ago, it was worth 1.6 million, but that was 10 years ago.
So, yeah, that's probably gone up to at least 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say. Yeah, it's pretty epic, actually.
How do you leave a painting like that?
On a subway platform.
Yeah, what kind of idiot do you have to be? I would have that handcuffed to my wrist.
Oh, why would you be taking it on the subway?
Yeah.
If you have a
you-
multi-million-dollar painting in your fucking hands, why are you on the subway?
You should have a car.
Take a bus. I mean, wait.
Art historians have to commute too? Shut up.
Anyway, that's pretty brutal.
It's not exactly, skilled labor. People
Whoa,
aren't
whoa.
going to pay
I'm just
for it.
curious. Go to see. Look down. See the calendars. June goes from the 1st to the 36th of June.
The 36th of June.
Click on that. I want to know.
Not found.
No shit.
That's awesome. The 36th of June.
Does not compute. You don't say.
Yeah, that's the day I'll be getting married. The 36th of June.
Cute.
Anyway, moving on.
I had a good laugh. I said something like that to my mother one day. I go, I could see myself getting married one day. 2 days tops.
Yeah.
She was like, fuck you.
So yeah, where does that leave us? What else have we got left there to talk about? Nerf guns can shoot 100 feet now. Did you know that?
I'm waiting until
The-
Nerf guns can actually pierce human flesh, and then we're in business.
Well, Nerf made a sniper rifle. Click on that. Bring up that picture.
I know. I've seen it.
Did you see it?
Oh yeah.
It's modeled after the Barrett 82.
That's awesome.
Jesus Christ.
I know. It can shoot like 100 feet.
Yeah, it actually does look kind of like a Barrett 50 cal.
I'm just imagining children like poised on rooftops.
No, guns like those are made for man children. We would buy something like that. I don't
Yeah.
think actual little kids are going to buy anything like that.
No.
I would have to question their parents'
Yeah, I would.
parenting.
And man, how are you supposed to like snipe with a gun that bright? Look at the color of that. That thing's super bright.
That's the only reason it's legal. Seriously. If you spray paint that black, it becomes illegal.
That probably does.
I know because I've done it for movies. People they're not pleased. You spray paint a Nerf gun black, it looks enough like a gun for somebody to call the police on you. I mean, people are very reactionary nowadays and are very scared. I've had the cops called on me for doing a stabbing scene on Gottingen. We had 2 cameras, probably like 3 or 4 lights. Somebody still called the police. It was fucking idiotic. Made me laugh. But what do you do?
What'd the police say?
Nothing. They were just like, oh, movies. Right on. Cool. See ya. And that was it. They were like, next time call into the station before you start shooting just so we don't have to come out here. But I'm lucky that we didn't call the police station first because I actually got to use the footage of the cop cars pulling up,
Nice.
which were perfect. I was just like, yes, movie magic. Using
Whoops.
it.
There's also another link there.
This one?
Yes. Gentlemen, how many of you have had this exact same conversation with your lady?
Am I gonna hate you for talking about this?
Maybe. Just play the video.
I'm not gonna hate you. Just shut up and play the video.
So folks, just listen. This is a conversation.
It's just, there's all this pressure, you know? And sometimes it feels like it's right up on me. And I can just feel it. Like, literally feel it in my head. And it's relentless. And I don't know if it's going to stop. I mean, that's the thing that scares me the most, is that I don't know if it's ever going to stop.
Yeah. Well, you do have a nail in your head.
It is not about the nail.
Are you sure? Because, I mean, I'll bet if we got that out of there...
Stop trying to fix it.
No, I'm not trying to fix it. I'm just pointing out that maybe the nail is causing...
You always do this. You always try to fix things when what I really need is for you to just listen.
No, see, I don't think that is what you need. I think what you need is to get the nail
See, you're
out.
not even listening now.
Okay, fine. I will listen. Fine.
It's just, sometimes it's like there's this achy, I don't know what it is. And I'm not sleeping very well at all. And all my sweaters are snagged. I mean, all of them.
That sounds really hard.
It is. Thank you. Ow!
Oh, come on. If you would just...
Don't.
Try to see things my way. Do I have to keep on talking till I can go on?
Yeah. So that was a little short. That short was called "It's Not About the Nail." Because that's how, like, if girls come to guys with problems, we want to fix them. We're fixers.
Some of us are.
If you want to bitch about something, that's what your girlfriends are for. It's because oh, sweetie, I know, and they just listen to you, and you can bitch, and they don't ever try and fix things or help you. I don't know why that's considered a friend anymore.
Well, it's just the differences between the genders. I mean, women, their closest friends who are girls, they talk about things like that. They talk about their feelings, and they just vent to each other and whatever. Guys and their friends don't. You know, sometimes a little bit, but not venting. Just like, oh, this happened. Oh, right on. All right, cool. No commentary, whatever. So sometimes women try to treat their male friends like their female friends when they should be acting like the guy's guy friend and vice versa. Like it.
But this one, I don't know. This one hits the nail on the head because
Pun intended.
pun intended, because I have had that conversation.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times with, I think, any girl I've ever dated for sure.
Your girlfriend had a nail in her head? Why didn't you take her to the hospital?
Because she just wanted me to listen. Stop trying to fix it. And yeah, that's the best quote out of that is like, don't try and fix it. It's like,
But
you have a nail in your, you always do this. Like,
oh, Jesus.
yeah, and it's just like when women have a problem, they just want to bitch about it.
I don't just
We're not built like that. So I'm just saying, if you have a problem that you want fixed, we're all over it. We will help you. We just don't know what to do if you don't want the problem to be fixed. You shouldn't be telling us about the problem.
I'm gonna leave Emily to respond to this one.
I don't know. I pretty much agree, I guess. Like,
With
I
me or
actually-
with the...
No, like, I see the point here, and I think the video is funny because it is true for a lot of women, frankly. Like,
Thank you.
yeah, I understand it. I don't know.
I feel like men spend a lot of their time banging their heads. Just like, why won't you just fix the problem? Then you won't have to bitch about it anymore. And girls are just like, I just want you to listen.
Well, sometimes just talking about it fixes the problem.
Well, yes, But not if it's a nail in your fucking head.
It's true.
Not if it's something that can be really easily solved. If it's a problem that can be fixed with using a very, very quick and painless solution, fucking fix it.
So, yes,
Don't.
I do feel your pain because I feel I am a more logical person than some women.
Yeah.
I know, not all women, but I like to think that I'm a little more logical. And so
I just-
in
I thought
situations like that, I would be like, yeah, take the fucking nail out of your head.
Yeah, you should probably go see a doctor about that.
Just a thought.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
yes.
I don't know.
What's coming to mind is the nail in your brain. Like
I don't want to chime in too much just because I avoid problems like this. You know, I'll offer the solution, and then if somebody continues to vent, I just kind of tune out. It's
like, no,
you know what?
I told you how to fix it.
If you nod
Go
at
away.
appropriate intervals, they won't even notice.
Exactly.
If you wanted my help, you would have.
Because I'm not going to
Taking
listen to
my
you
help.
complain and give you my sympathy over something that you could easily fix yourself. I just told you how to do it. Or you already knew how to do it, but you're just venting. Like, alright, I understand it's nice to get that out. Sure, we can do that. But don't expect any sympathy.
I think that half the problem is that, like, when women bitch about something, they haven't done anything about it yet, and then they go get it fixed after they vent. But guys, we don't talk about it till, like, man, you know what I had to do to fix this problem that I had? Like, that's the bitching that we do. We bitch about,
The
like,
process.
the thing we had to do to fix the problem we had.
Yes.
Women bitch about the problem. I think that might be the core difference.
Yeah.
Women bitch about the actual issue. Men bitch about the thing we had to do to fix the problem. Like, I had to go all the way down to the courthouse. Man, it was such a mess.
Fucking paper signed, and
Yeah,
then they told me
yeah.
I had to go to the DMV.
Fucking, it's all done now, but man, what a pain in the ass,
Yeah.
you know?
Oh, this beer's gonna be so much better.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, it's just, I think maybe that's what it is. We're just approaching the problem from...
I
Two
really
different
I really
sides.
like the short though. It was really well written.
I thought so too.
That's
And it was well acted. Like, that girl, like, brought back nightmares of fights I've had with girlfriends past.
And
like,
we
nailed it.
We have to post.
So many
Awful.
puns.
Stop doing that. There's another short series that they've started doing bi-weekly, I think. It's called Conversations with My 2-Year-Old.
Oh my god, I love it.
So
I haven't seen this.
we're gonna post a link on our feed, and we'll talk about it next week. It'll be
Yes.
another great, well put together little short that we can talk about.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. But for now we're over the time, so we're gonna
Yes.
have to save it for next week.
Yes. So next week, tune in. You have stuff to look forward to. Thank you very much, everybody. I'm
Go
Mark
out-
Adam.
Yes, I'm Pat King. Go outside, read a book, enjoy yourself.
Yes. Make sure. Yeah. Take like, download the show on iTunes and to your iPod, and leave the house. Go for a walk.
Yeah, go for a run. Go to the gym.
Yes.
Enjoy life.
Make that happen. So on behalf of us here at It's On Halifax, thank you for another week.
This episode of It's On Halifax was brought to you by A2 Canada and Oasis on Spring Garden Road.